Hey Yokai Watchers, it's the Yo Games here back with episode 2 of Yokai Cast, the Yokai Watch podcast where we talk about everything level 5 related. In this episode, we'll be going over the future of Yokai Watch, my thoughts on Holy Horror Mansion, and the level 5 vision. Let's get started. Now we're going to go in reverse order and start off with my thoughts on the level 5 vision. I personally thought the level 5 vision was very good. So I was very surprised about the Inazuma 11 remake. Very surprising considering that everything had to be delayed again. Was not expecting Megaton Musashi more content, not more of that for free. At least I think it's free. I didn't double check on that, but it probably is. And yeah, I'm overall very excited for Deca Police. Surprised that it was delayed to 2026. But yeah, Fantasy Life I is going to be out in April, and I can't wait to play it. Let's move on to my thoughts on Holy Horror Mansion, which you guys probably want to know more about, not just the rest of the level 5 stuff. So for you guys who watched my reaction video, you could probably realize I was very, very disappointed in that. But I've tried to change my mood towards the game. There is the AI problem, which is a very big sign of rushing to get a trailer out. I don't expect this game to come out until like 2028, maybe 2030. I expect an anime to come out in like 2026, to be honest, which I hope that gets a dub because they want to make this multimedia and stuff, but it may just stay in Japan, that stuff, outside the game. But yeah, I like the idea of fusing creatures, like fusing things together to make new creatures, and the idea of just finding like ghosts going inside of other ghosts. And I think this is a good like concept next to Yokai Watch as they're talking about it. And like there's not much to complain about the fact that it's not a Yokai Watch game, but I mean Yokai Watch sales have been declining for a while. But we'll get into that later. And yeah, overall, I think Kineko, the new character, looks cool. Kineko is now my new profile picture on YouTube and Discord. We still keep the OG one on Reddit and, the second one on Twitter/X. But yeah, I think this game could be good. I think it'll be multi-platform for sure and much more massive than any Yokai Watch game so far. Probably like closest to Yokai Watch 4 though, in terms of how the overworld will work. And yeah, it's gonna be a really fun time, and I'm really excited for that. For that game whenever it ends up coming around. But I think it's time for us to get into our final section today, the future of Yokai Watch. So with them calling this concept Next Yokai Watch, I believe that Yokai Watch outside of Yokai Watch Puni Puni could be coming to a close. Over the last 2 years, Yokai Watch sales have declined massively. I've actually wrote down the sales records a few days ago, but every mainline Yokai Watch game and spinoff outside of like the Sengokushi and Just Dance games sold at least 2 million copies, with Yokai Watch 2 selling 7.3 million copies, becoming the 10th best-selling 3DS game. And things declined heavily after Yokai Watch 2 because Yokai Watch Busters only sold 2.37 million units, which, that's not bad. But then Yokai Watch 3 sold only 2.21 million units, which is less than a spin-off game, which isn't that good. And Yokai Watch 4 only managed to sell about 300,000 units on Switch, with the 4++ selling like 61,000 units. And that combined is still less than Busters 2's 465,000 copies that were sold in just 1 month. And Busters 2 is like, it wasn't even that good of a game. Pretty bad, but Yokai Watch 1 Switch only sold 10,000 copies in the first week. That's the lowest for a Yokai Watch game. And Y School Heroes from August to December, 4 months, only sold 42,000 copies. So you're probably like, what's the point? Stop yapping. But their sales are down, guys. The sales were down of Yokai Watch. And it makes sense to try to move on to something new. and to make it similar to Yokai Watch, so that Yokai Watch fans can get into it, still get that magic they get from Yokai Watch, and stuff like that. So if that's what they're going for, I completely understand it. I just hope we get some Yokai Watch character cameos, specifically like maybe as secret characters like Jibanyan or Komasan or whatever, you know. It probably isn't even the same continuity or anything, but you can still add them as something for some fan service, you know, to help fans transition over into these Holy Horror Mansion. I'm so used to calling it Ghostcraft that I keep accidentally calling it that. I may have even called it that in this video, I'm not sure. Or this podcast episode, sorry about that. We're very unscripted on this type of video. But this brings us to the question of if this game will even sell that well. Someone on Discord told me that even the Japanese community of Yokai Watch fans didn't react to this game that well, so it makes me wonder if people even buy it. Like, I was very disappointed when the first trailer came out until I gave it some time, but there's some people who are probably still disappointed, and there's some people who are like, if Nate and Jibanyan and the gang aren't in it, it's not Yokai Watch. It's like, shut up. Nate wasn't even a main character in Shadowside. He wasn't in Y School Heroes. Okay, he's not in everything. Is Jibanyan or former Jibanyan been in everything? Basically, yeah. But, like, Nate was never always the main character after when they started Shadowside and stuff in 2017. I mean, he was more of a side character because he became an adult and stuff. And he was really shoved in the Yokai Watch 4, guys. Like, Nate's story is over. There's not much you can do with him. And I don't ever see them really doing much with the Shadowside stuff again, which is a shame that we're never getting Yokai Watch 4 in English, which that would have been nice because that was announced, but, you know, things shut down. And there's clearly no reason that for them to really do it financially. I mean, it probably would be a flop, to be honest. Like, even if a lot of Yokai Watch fans bought it, it still costs a lot to do translation and stuff like that, pay people, marketing. So don't really see that happening. And yeah, this is just a way for them to probably have like sort of like a clean slate so they can try doing things over again. Maybe, but I doubt this would happen. Maybe they'll do better management with the brand not oversaturating this Holy Horror Mansion. Honestly, I don't like that title. It's a mouthful, guys. But yeah, I think Yokai Watch is slowly closing its doors to open ways to this new series. And who knows, maybe they'll do a Yokai Watch 2 remake or port eventually. With that being the best-selling game in the series in Japan, it makes sense to eventually, when they have more resources, do like something with that game. Remake, remaster, whatever, port. That just makes sense for them to do, but and maybe for the 15th anniversary of the franchise they could do that. I could personally see them doing that eventually. Would it be outside of Japan? Who knows? I mean, probably, because they're trying to make everything out and everywhere again, but that's just my thoughts on the matter. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Yokai Cast. Next time we'll be doing Yokai Watch Hot Taste, which was supposed to be episode 2, but got delayed. Woo! Also, thank you to Rina Inari for all the support.